Welcome to the 12 Hike Podcast, where we talk about all the ways you can get outdoors. This is Zach Jenkins. Thanks for listening. This is part 2 of my podcast episode with the 12 Hike creator, Mr. Brad Penix. If you just want to hear some funny stories from our camping trips, some of the first camping trips we ever took together, and then get a nice little dose of my world as we get interrupted by my son Henry at the end, then stick around. You're going to have a good time. That seems like a pretty good breaking point to transition from why you started 12 Hike to talk about camp stories.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I love camp stories.
I don't think they're ready, but whether or not, here it comes, because it's all true.
It is. First camping experience that I vividly remember was our trip to Canada.
Oh yeah, that was amazing,
dude. Now before Canada, didn't you guys drive to Montana?
Yes.
Okay, that wasn't really what I consider an honest to God camping trip. You guys are just like car camping and just seeing stuff.
Yeah, no, that was Dad saved up his change all year, and he said, "Brad, pick east or west." I said, "West." He said, "All right, we'll just drive out west." So we'll drive half of my money, and when I get to the half, we stop, we turn around, come back home. So we made it out to Mount Rushmore, the Badlands, seen all the crazy mule deer herds and buffalo,
antelope, and all that stuff.
Turned around, came back. It was an amazing trip, but no, it wasn't a real camping trip.
No, and I think Canada was our first organized kind of like a guy camping trip.
Yeah.
So for me, that was kind of eye-opening because it was just us guys with our tents and the kayaks, and I got to see so much stuff that I never would have thought I would have seen. And it just kind of opened my eyes like, oh my God, this is what camping should be.
Yeah. Oh man, we had a blast.
And we were all high school kids. I felt so bad for your dad and Calvin.
Oh hell, they had it coming.
Listen, I don't think Calvin signed up for what we did to him because it was me.
He probably didn't sign up for it.
It was me and Lee and JM in the car with him. Is that Dodge Intrepid, right?
Stratus.
Car? Stratus. And we had 2 CDs in the car: Guns N' Roses, "Appetite for Destruction."
Nice, classic.
And "Justice for All."
And Justice, baby. You cannot and will not go wrong.
Okay,
hold on a second. Cody Canterbury. You don't go wrong with And Justice, period. The best.
Never. Yeah.
Best.
I'll be sure to tag him whenever I post this.
Absolutely. I love you, James, but it's the best.
We were in the car. I know we drove for what, 24 hours?
It was close, man. It was I forget over the years. Well, it was one trip I did was 19 and one was 24. I forget which was which.
We listened to And Justice for All, I know, for 20 hours. They use metal albums for torture in Guantanamo Bay. And we put poor Calvin through 20 hours of metal. Yeah. And I'm sure his one good eye was already pop out of his head.
Absolutely, son. He's about to be real blind. Yeah, he about met it.
Do you remember the place we went? You remember the name of it?
I want to say Balsam Lake.
Just a big campground.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful lake.
Yeah.
And us being high school boys, I'm sure we were just absolute animals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember I was at the campground, and you, Lee, and I want to say JM, were in the truck in the F-150.
Yep.
With the loud ass horn, scaring people at the campground, coming behind them and
yeah.
That's pure gold. If it ain't, it's pure gold.
It was funny because there was a group of girls, and we creeped up behind them real nice and quiet like, and we were probably, I don't know how they didn't see us. We were right on them, and we cranked out a horn beep, and the one girl jumped. I mean, was like in the air screaming, and then me and JM in the back. Ah!
Now that is free, pure, innocent fun.
Absolutely.
It's so pure. Remember Fuzzy Nuts?
Oh, dude. How could you forget him? this stupid
man.
chipmunk
Yeah.
just stealing all of our food
Mm-hmm.
because we're too lazy to put it up.
Yep.
And then sitting around the campfire and your dad looking at Calvin going, Calvin, don't move. There's a skunk underneath your chair. And we're all like, bullshit.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Calvin's got a full adult skunk right underneath his chair.
Yeah. That skunk also came back, I think, later that night. And was getting in our boxes. Was trying to. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. That was the first time I ever seen a live skunk. I'm like, all right, man, either we're about to take a chili bath or we're going to be all right. But I definitely didn't want to do no damn chili bath.
No, I wasn't going to sacrifice the chili. That's my favorite part of camping.
Yeah.
On the way back, seeing Niagara Falls, we had a really good trip.
Mm-hmm.
When was it after that you guys started going to the UP every year?
It was a couple years after that. It was I want to say around 04-ish, maybe 04 or 05-ish.
Because it was the year me and Leah got married.
Was that the year?
Then when you went on your first one, I didn't go.
Okay. When we went to Moosehead.
Right. That was your first trip. I didn't go.
Right. Okay. So what year was that?
It was either no, I don't know. It was either 04 or 05.
He says the year you got married, bro. Leah, please don't.
No, it was 06. It was 06. Yeah.
I thought I was in college and Lee was about to graduate or something like that.
Because we graduated in 04.
Right. Yeah.
So we didn't go then.
Right.
It was 06 for sure. 06.
Because think about it. The Montana trip was our junior year. It's when I went out there.
Yeah.
So growing up, Dad was invited by his brother-in-law, my uncle Mike. His name's Mike Hobbs, and him and his brothers used to live up there in Paradise, Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula when they were younger. And they would, as older, they would go up there and deer hunt on deer season for gun. And they invited Dad, and Dad started going up there. And when I was in grade school, Dad fell in love with the Upper Peninsula, everything about it. And so he promised. He promised me, he said, Brad, when you get old enough, I'll take you on these trips. We'll go up there. Well, he made true. He made good, as always. And we started going up to the Upper Peninsula for what we call man trips. And Zach didn't go on the first one, but he's been on many of these man trips with us. The first time we went up there was Western Upper Peninsula at a lake called Moosehead Lake. And the only other people, what's up, buddy?
You want to say hi,
hey.
Brad?
Hi. You can't hear me, can you? What's up, dude? Man.
He said, what's up, dude?
Look how big you
get. Who are you, Pooh?
I'm a moose. I'm a moose.
How did you do that?
You do it.
I'm magic, bro. You do it. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Hey, go in there for just a minute, and then whenever I'm done, we'll play, okay? Hang on, let me wrangle him out of here.
Hey, I love it.
My kids are animals.
Oh, bud, I got 3 animals. They're fantastic.
So anyhow, he made good on his promise and took you to the first trip to Moosehead.
Yep, and it was me, Lee, Dad, my Uncle Tim, and his 2, Scotty and Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. You've been up to Moosehead, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know about the beautiful sceneries and everything. For the first time, and I know you've had this experience too. When we went up there, you look down and you see a wild swan and a white swan in a freaking swamp.
That's weird.
It's like what this really exists. In Moosehead Lake, the western part of it kind of turns into a swamp, and the bluegill for one thing are absolutely huge because they just don't get fished, and they're not used to human fishing, right? Man, mm-hmm. I threw my line over a branch I was sticking out over top of the water, let it dangle about 6-8 inches, from the water with nothing on my hook. and the bluegill were literally jumping up onto my hook, and I was catching them like that. Got pictures to prove it.
Yep.
It is a different world. The only thing you're going to see up there are bear hunters, bear shit, bear scrapings and marks. You're not going to see any other campers. Nobody else is that damn crazy.
To give it some perspective, the town had like a gas station and a post office that was also the fire station and sheriff's office.
Yeah, for Paradise.
And then a school.
Oh yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. And their school. Okay, guys, now we're switching to Paradise, Michigan now. Okay, this is the northern point. You can literally see Canada from the shores up there. Okay, there's literally. The only law enforcement I've seen was a forest ranger or officer one time. That's it. I don't think I've ever seen a sheriff, police, state boy, anything like that.
Nope.
Their school is K through 12, and just a small building. They used to have that pub, the Yukon Inn.
Mm-hmm.
It's closed now, but that was a really nice place. Go in, have a brewski, and get a little bit of little bite to eat.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never been up there, go, because you got the upper Quamanon Falls, got the lower Quamanon Falls, the Mackinac Bridge, Mackinac Island. That's about an hour south of Paradise.
Whitefish Point.
It's Whitefish Point. 15 miles from the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, if you don't know that song from Gordon Lightfoot, please check it out.
Yes,
it will change your life.
Oh yeah, when you're crossing the Mackinac Bridge,
yeah,
and that song hits, about the cook said, "Fellas, it's been good to know you." Oh, it sends chills down your spine.
Yeah, it's something else. But I mean, they got it's just so much to do there for an outdoorsman.
Sure, and that's what was great about it. The first trip we took, I feel like we went in kind of hot. We had 4-wheelers, the boats. We really went packing up there.
That was a crazy load trip. That was a good load.
I think, as a matter of fact, that was the only time that I remember seeing any kind of authority was when we were riding 4-wheelers.
Exactly, and that's what I was talking about. It's the only time I've seen anything, and it was checking us for helmets.
Yep, we got helmets. Your dad looked at him straight face. We got helmets. Go back right now and get them.
Not a helmet, man. We don't roll with helmets. We'll do that shit.
That's the best part about going camping with your dad. He tells so many freaking lies. You don't know when he's telling the truth.
I know it, man. It's like you just have to pretty much believe everything he says is full of shit. But the thing is, probably 90% of it's true.
There's a grain of truth in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That storytelling habit runs deep in the family too. I mean, you gotta lie a little bit. It has to happen.
You have to.
After that first trip that I took up there, for me, the Upper Peninsula is one of those places that's kind of mythical.
Yes.
Because it's such a wild, like an untouched place.
Mm-hmm.
Even compared to here.
Yes.
When I get up in the Rockies.
Really?
It feels wild, but it doesn't feel the same as UP.
Wow.
I mean, it's dangerous here. There's mountain lions, there's bear.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I've always felt like the UP, like if you don't know what you're doing, you could get hurt real quick.
Yeah, the bad thing is I think maybe the closest hospital is like Sault Ste. Marie.
Yep, and that's the thing. It's so desolate. There's no Walmarts or McDonald's.
No,
just these little tiny places of hard people.
Yeah,
that know how to live there.
Yep, and that's a good description too. There's some hard people, and it takes a certain type of person to live. Not just a vacation or go on a trip, but to stay there year round. Certain type of people. Hats off to them.
And for me, that's when camping got really fun because we were all a little bit older, like we were teetering on being responsible, but we were still kids. Mm-hmm. So, like the perfect example is when we were getting ready to go out and fish on what lake? Pike Lake?
Holly.
Yeah, one of them. We'll say Holly Lake.
All right. Totally.
We were getting ready to get on the lake. And me and you were like, man, we need some bug repellent.
Oh, gosh.
And your brother's like, don't worry, I've got bug repellent. Sheldrake, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And he says, don't worry, I've got bug repellent. And throws us this bottle of Avon. load up. If you've never used Avon, it's like a lotion kind of thing. So we squirt this crap out, and you go, Lee, this stuff smells like shit. And there's me and you rubbing it all over our heads and faces.
Oh, Lord.
And your brother is about to bust a gut.
Oh, my God.
And he looks up and goes, hey, fellas, that's hair removal.
What we were smelling was freaking burnt hair, son.
That's what it was. That's what happened right here. That's why I don't have any hair.
Yeah, blame it on that.
So there we go, cramming our faces in the lake, trying to get this crap off of us.
Man, I'm telling you, that was a good one though. I'll give it to him. That was a good wholesome prank. I'm glad we didn't lose actually a lot of hair. But I swear I was smelling burnt hair.
It was awful because we had stuff caked on us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the mosquitoes up there are like freaking bats.
Mm-hmm.
And when that sun starts going down, if you ain't got a mosquito net, son, you're in for it. They will bite through your clothes.
No.
Hey, Southern y'all, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, you think they're bad? Go to paradise. They will eat you alive. They will.
Awful.
I'm telling you, I've been in both places. The mosquitoes are bad. So therefore, you go on to coat that stuff. You don't want. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, you don't want them touching you.
But when it's hair removal, I guess there ain't shit you can do after that.
Not really. Oh God. And we did the Labor Day fishing trips for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we did
in a row.
Yeah,
and as soon as you get home from it, I know I spent a lot of time thinking, man, I can't wait to go back there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I was always, bugging your dad, hey, when are we going to have the guy trip meeting? When are we going to meet? When are we going to get together?
Yeah.
And just sitting down and planning it, dividing out all the food, who's going to take what.
That's fun. Yeah, you're right. I mean, all parts of it is fun.
Because, let's face it, we're big boys, and the best part about camping is eating.
Oh yeah, son. Yeah. I mean, that's what I like planning out is like, 1 year. You've done it multiple years. Bring fresh pork shoulder.
Oh, dude.
Oh man, that's some good eating right there.
Now,
you made was it bluefish and
mahi
mackerel on a fire, breaded and everything. It was like a beer batter or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
The year I think I surprised you the most was when we went deer hunting. And I did the fried sweet potatoes.
Oh, dude, yeah. I got the pictures of that. I actually think about that every now and then with the sausage patties and
the egg.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was surprised, and I'm still surprised it tasted that good. I
loved our fishing trips. I really did. But I got so sick of catching more fish than you guys.
Oh, man. I can't help it, dude. You got the freaking touch. I can't help it.
The year I went to Moosehead with yins.
That's bullshit. Bullshit.
I remember being out on that lake. That was the year we heard the
elk.
Was it the elk or the coyotes?
Both.
I thought it was wolves.
And wolves. If that was here, I think he'd go with moose and coyotes. I want to go with wolves and elk.
We're out in this lake, and I am throttling the bass, just killing them. And it gets to the point where I'd catch a fish, you'd throw your line right where I was at because we were in the same boat. And then
I was driving to the damn spots. I'd see like, what the hell are you using up there? It showed me I'd be putting on something pretty damn similar, the mouse or whatever.
Whatever worm.
Yeah. Nope, ain't catching shit. I got the pictures to prove that day too. Jesus.
And then eventually your dad and Lee were doing the same thing.
Uh-huh.
And we had walkie-talkies, and I remember the walkie-talkie coming on as Lee going, hey, Zach. Yeah, Lee, what's up? You better be lucky I'm not in that boat with you because I would have drowned you right now.
Hell yeah.
The fishing trips are fun. I like the hunting trips better.
I do too, man. Because for one thing, I think I'm better at hunting than I am fishing. I'm not bad at fishing. But when you bag a grouse and you find out what the hell that tastes like, it's like, dude, what the heck have I been missing out on? It's amazing.
That trip was special for a few reasons. One, we did a cabin instead of the tent. Cabin was great. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You shot the grouse. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful bird. It tasted great. You
Man.
cooked it excellent.
Yeah.
Then I got to experience you getting a beaver.
X-rated. I'm sorry, y'all, about what's about to happen. It's a little illegal. Whatever.
So we drive down this logging road, and it's a place we went deer hunting before, so we knew there was a beaver dam back there. We split up. You and your dad
And Chase.
Okay, and Levi went with
And
me.
Levi.
Okay, so all four of you made a beeline for the beaver dam.
Yes.
So I went off on my own. I wanted to shoot some squirrels. Little tiny. It wasn't even worth shooting them. They were
I
just
know,
little.
man. They're tiny up there. They are.
So I go shoot my bag limit, and I come back, and I'm just about to the beaver pond. And I hear kaboom, kaboom. I'm like, oh, that sounds promising.
Yeah.
And as I round this corner and the beaver pond opens up, there you are out in the middle of it, waist deep, with a stick, just jabbing like crazy. What happened? Was it?
All right, man. Listen, guys. I'm wired a little different. Okay. when I get my hunting mood, it's turned into a mountain man, and I'll be damned if a beaver wasn't starting to swim towards me. I like pelts. I'm not gonna lie, and they're soft, and they're pretty, and I appreciate the animals. I do. I don't do it just for cruelty or nothing. You know, I say prayers and all that stuff. But this damn thing was freaking swimming right to me. I was like, you know what? You about to die, Hoss. So I pulled up, and Zach, I think I was using your shotgun.
The Mossberg 500.
I'm pretty sure, right?
It was either that or it was the Ultimag. That's one.
Was that the one I was using?
Yep.
Man, put it right there on the nose, pull the trigger, and I should have waited till it got back on land, but I didn't. And then I didn't think about it. And so I'm not going to let this awesome beaver just not produce anything. So there's only one thing left to do. You don't know if you injured it and it's holding its breath underneath there somewhere about to bite your damn ankles and hands off. So I went in, and this son bitch is coming out. And Levi got into the dam with me. And that's why I had that stick, because I wasn't getting my shit bit. This ain't gonna happen. Well, we found it though, and got it, and pulled it up on out of there, and took it back to the cabin, and went ahead and got the pelt. And I still have it. It's in the garage.
Do you really?
Yeah, sure do. Yeah.
That was so cool. I'd never done anything like that, actually.
Yeah.
Skinning out and
What
fleshing the belt.
surprised me, man, is that it smelled sweet. Do you remember that?
It was weird.
It just had a sweet smell to it.
Like a sickly sweet.
To tell you the truth, I would have loved to have filleted it. And it smelled great to me. It wasn't disgusting at all. And I'm telling you right now, the fur is the softest fur I've ever felt. It's insane.
It's awesome.
It was really cool though. But guys, you're not supposed to shoot beaver, okay? You trap them in trapping season.
Yeah, it was a spur of the moment, crazy Brad Mountain Man experience.
It just happens. It overtakes me, and shit happens. That's all I can do.
And that's funny because I had the opposite reaction whenever I seen my deer. I didn't have that crazy, overwhelming feeling to shoot it. It was the last night we were going to be camping.
Yeah.
And it was getting dark. And if I remember right, we only had buck tags. We couldn't shoot does.
I think you are right. I think you're right.
I think there were a lot of things that led up to my decision. It was getting dark. I had a rifle with a scope, and I couldn't really tell if it was a buck or a doe. It was that part of the day, like that dusk kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I had it in my scope. I was seconds away from pulling the trigger, and I thought, you know what? I can't do it. I just put my gun down, and it.
Man, see, but times like that, because I've had that happen to me too. That's God saying, not now, buddy. Yeah. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. You got it. You got to tell this. You got the story out of it. You got to experience a deer in its wild habitat. You've seen it through a scope. You know what I mean? You were skilled enough to where it didn't know you was there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
No.
You come back, you told us that was like, dude, we gave you a little tiny bit of shit about it, but we was just joking. But then again, I don't think anything did come out of that trip. Nobody got anything.
Nothing.
Not a damn squirrel, not a grouse.
No, we didn't shoot anything.
But we had a blast.
We had so much fun. It was just 4 of us, me, you, your brother, and your dad. I feel like we got out and experienced more of the Upper Peninsula on that trip than we ever had.
Oh, bud, we was right in the deep of it.
We'd get up at daylight and just start walking.
Yeah.
Walk so much that your dad came back to camp and he had to stop for a little bit. He said, boys, my calf is about ready to fall off my leg. I've got to stop.
And the thing is, it's flat up there. That tells you how much, walking. Because the walking itself isn't really challenging. There's a lot of it.
Just endless, and those pine trees, walking through those stupid rows of pine trees. Walk. Yeah.
Now, I remember chasing a squirrel forever in those thick pine trees there behind the tent. But I lost it. It was just so thick. And I lost it.
Looking back, I think I can figure out why you didn't shoot a deer.
Why?
Your bait pile was right by your crap pile.
Oh, man. Hey, I did have a grouse in my scope on that, like, not too far from the bait pile.
Oh, really?
Instead of watching for a deer, I literally stared and watched that grouse for like an hour through my scope. I was on this little tiny knoll and just stared right at it about a good, probably 100 yards.
Yeah.
I should have pulled the trigger. I could have killed it 1,000 times.
Oh, shoot.
Should have. But I
didn't. Now here we are. All those stories, and now we live half a country apart.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it, to tell you the truth.
I know a lot of people don't. I get a lot of talkings too about that.
But to tell you the truth, though, we are in more contact with each other than we ever have as adults.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is. But me and you got some plans, and this puppy's going to grow, and we're going to publish, and
I don't think we've ever really talked about it. Where do you want to see it go?
Well, I would like to gain a lot of people to be able to say, hey, 12 Hike inspired me to get outside, and I have gained this from it. It helped me cure this, or it did this for me, and I can, and it's just something I can never, get back. But to be honest, I would like to grow into a company to where we can provide, gear, or books or podcasts. I want us to continue to inspire people, and if it can grow into a business per se, that would be fantastic. But my main goal is just to continue to inspire people to get out, to get outside and enjoy nature. You know what I mean?
Well, part of that goal's been achieved. I mean, just while we've been talking, we officially hit 1,000 Facebook likes and followers.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, for real?
For real.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah. Here, I'll show you.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. It's fantastic.
Yep. So I think we should put our heads together and do something special for 1,000 likes.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about that. A little special giveaway, something to thank everybody.
Absolutely. That's so cool, dude.
I'm ready to do it.
He's doing antlers on his head. Me and you have some plans to write a little bit more.
Can you do that?
Absolutely.
Make me funny.
And I think that's a good thing. I actually want to start maybe doing a little bit more with the Appalachian research. I'd like to talk to people and discuss some of the Appalachian customs and talk about our connection with the outdoors.
Oh, yeah, but it gets better too, man.
I hope it doesn't.
You ain't going to have a choice.
No. Well, Brad, I'm losing him, so I think this is probably a pretty good place to wrap up.
Hey, Zach, dude, it's been an absolutely pleasure to be on your podcast. We just hit 1,000 likes. We're going to continue to do amazing things. I want everybody just to remember our main goal, man, is to get outside and inspire each other. Inspire each other to get outside. Go enjoy the great outdoors, because that's exactly what it is. Mother Nature has done so much.
You gonna tell him? You gonna tell Brad? See you later.
See you later, boobs.
Hey, come on with it. Come on. There it is. There you go. Big Moose Man.
Henry Moose.
Henry Moose.
It
Yeah,
looks
that's what I'm
like a moose.
talking
It
about.
looks like a moose.
Yeah.
Hey, Brad.
How looks like this?
I'll catch you next time, man.
All right, man. Hey, thank you so much for everybody. See ya. Peace.
Yep. See ya. So there you have it. That's a little glimpse into the outdoor life that me and Brad have lived together. We go back a long ways. We're buddies. We're outdoor friends. We share the same passions, have a lot of the same philosophies and thought processes. If it wasn't for Brad, I know I wouldn't enjoy camping and being outside nearly as much as I do now. Remember, go to our Facebook page, give us a like. That's 12 Hike. Make sure you like our Instagram page, 12 Hike Challenge. Go to our website, 12hike.com. Read some of the articles we write. Some of the things we don't put on Facebook and on the podcast. Just little glimpses into what made us the way we are. Also, keep an eye out for our merchandise coming soon. Stickers, shirts, hats, pins, bandanas, you name it, we're going to have it. Whenever that starts rolling out, we'll be sure to let everybody know.